Okay, we are live.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'd like to welcome everybody to the special council meeting of August 23rd, 2021. I should know the date. It's my daughter's birthday. And this special council meeting only has one item on the agenda, but we'll get that to in a moment. And before I start, I'd like to acknowledge that we are on lands occupied by Indigenous peoples for many, many, many centuries before us. And we want to acknowledge their care for this land, and we want to show our respect. And with that, I would like to ask if any of the councilors have any declarations of pecuniary interest that they would like to declare today. All right, so I have a motion in front of me, moved by two councilors whose faces I don't see, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to say moved by Councilor Yankel, seconded by Councilor Jarvis. Be it resolved that council adopts the regular agenda of August 23rd, 2021 as circulated. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. So next on our agenda is basically our report. Ms. Schneier, talk to us, please.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. First off, I want to thank you for agreeing to a special council meeting this morning. I won't waste your time, and I will be as brief yet thorough as possible to put you up to speed with respect to the Honeybee Festival, because we have had some good news stories that we haven't had an opportunity because of the timing of the meetings to share with you. The first off is that we were in receipt of a grant for the Honeybee Festival from the Ministry of Ministry of Ontario with respect, I think it's tourism, culture, sport, and then there's another platform on there as well. The grant is for $205,675, and it's a 50% funding model. And what that means is that for every time we spend $1, we need to find a location for the other 50 cents of that dollar. And we are looking largely at community sponsorships to create that offset. So I would like to speak with you to ask your permission to accept these funds and be able to move forward with the planning, but also to be full, fair, and transparent in our procurement policy. We did go through two RFPs, one to solicit the services of a virtual event programmer, and the second is a artist that would be the main stage entertainer. So let me just take a step back and explain how this week-long festival is somewhat unfolding in light of these times and increasing numbers and this fourth wave of COVID. So in many of the elements that you saw in the previous Honeybee Festival are still moving ahead. So the golf is moving forward, and you can golf anytime throughout the week of September 25th to October 2nd at your leisure for a tea time. And the carts inside the golf cart are digitally decorated with Honeybee respective information. And on that particular week, there'll be whole sponsors that will be showcased inside the golf cart so that people know that they're golfing in light of a Honeybee tournament on one day, but safely choosing a tea time that would work for them. They purchase the golf package from us, and then we work with Oak Bay to deliver the product throughout the week. The second week-long event is a fun run that will occur again September 25th to October 2nd, self-guided. People will sign up. They'll still be able to get a shirt and an achievement medal to be able to participate in the fun run, but there will be some unique educational and selfie stations along the run that will be in place for the entire week so that people can enjoy the run when they feel safe to do it, and throughout that week. So there'll be items we'll organize where people can pick up their fun run shirts and where they can pick up their participation medal safely as a family, and then they can do the event there. The third is the Honeybee Marketplace, which as of right, we are moving forward with. And we have staged the same area that we used last year beside the old library, taken away the stage component, and are using the entire parking lot as a location to be able to have vendors. We're also spacing the vendors out, and hopefully we'll be able to create an environment that the health unit who is working with us will feel comfortable with. We're also going to have a PPE station outside of the market, as well as contact tracing and an opportunity to make sure that people have been sanitized and have their masks. The Lions have come forward and are going to run and operate that. And then we will also have stickers that people can put onto their chest as a that will say, I checked into the COVID center. And that will let people know that we've done our part to make sure that we are doing the best we can for people to be safe. The other component is the art walk, and we're kind of excited about this one. We're going to have artists outside of every business in Honey Harbor that wishes to participate in this, and we're going to use the bookmarks of pretty much the end of the road where the Delawana sign is to the school. The children are going to participate in an art contest. Our chair has started the process of soliciting artists that want to celebrate the honeybee, the environment, as well as Georgian Bay. And they'll be able to display their wares outside of the buildings and then potentially use those same buildings for rain dates if we happen to have rain. What's really exciting about this particular event is, if you recall Tim Ninehouse, you would have met him, council, in Mactier when he did the mural for the anniversary of the train that came through Mactier holding the King and Queen. And he also did the mural that was in Port Severn, and you can see a portion of his mural with that "Where Am I" art that's beside the Tim Hortons inside the building. He has agreed to come to the festival. We're going to create 4 panels, very similar in design to what's outside of the David Milne Cottage. If you put the 4 panels together, you get an image, but if you space them apart, then it's kind of a unique depiction of an image. The image will be the iconic windswept pine, but it's going to be a paint by numbers. So there'll be 8 colors that are inside a mural, and the community is going to paint it with disposable paintbrushes and cleansed paintbrushes, where somebody will come, they'll choose what color they want to paint, and they'll swipe their brush on the mural, and then that mural will live in the community for as long as the mural lasts. So it's a nice legacy item for the Honeybee Festival, and that will be happening for the Art Walk. The virtual event is a takeoff of what we did in the previous, when we all gathered at Oak Bay Golf and Marina, which is not something that we are interested in facilitating. While numbers may allow certain people to participate, the best choice is to try to encourage all of our residents, guests, friends to be able to participate alongside us safely where they feel safe in a couch party situation. So we have put out an RFP, and this is kind of what we spoke to with respect to our Reconnect grant, and ultimately we're recipients of it because we would like to be able to do a virtual event where any one of you can have, or all of you hopefully, will bring your friends together in your safe environment with your safe numbers under your own decision making, sign up and pay for a ticket to see a show for the night, knowing that it's a fundraiser for the Georgian Bay Biosphere. And you will be able to participate in an event that's interactive and virtual. So the presenters will be able to see you, and you can see the presenters. There will be an opportunity for you to put your hand up and ask questions and really engage and participate along with the event. We are looking for a main stage entertainer, and we're coming to you today to ask if we can enter into an agreement with a Canadian band known as Our Lady Peace. 10 years ago this week, actually, they were in Georgian Bay playing at Moore Point, and it was a very successful private concert. So we've reached out to that family that hosted that event, and they're going to be participating alongside us as well. It's a little sidebar to it, but it's important to know that when we did that event, when they did that event, they did open it up to staff and some general public, and so we paid it forward and invited them to come. Our Lady Peace will come to the community of Honey Harbor and will record their event at a private location that is not open to the public, and we will see that recorded event on October 2nd that night. So we will not have Our Lady Peace playing live, but we will have Our Lady Peace playing. They are very excited about visiting the hives that are on Delawana property as well, and you're going to see some fun interactive activity with the band. They'll be on site for a couple of days, and they're pretty open to some vignettes and some fun activities. Within the virtual event, we're also going to be selling 200 curated boxes, and these are boxes that will be sent out the week of September 13th to the 25th to anybody who buys a VIP ticket. The VIP ticket is $100 per household. You can fill your household and have one box delivered to your home. Inside the box will be curated items throughout the communities of Honey Harbor that have been donated and around that have been donated as a direct fundraiser for the Georgian Bay Biosphere. However, inside the box will be all of the materials you need to participate in an activity. The activity is going to be scheduled, and you will be encouraged to do the same activity as everybody else who has a curated box on that night of the event. And the entire band, Our Lady Peace, will also have a box, and they will open up their box and curate the event and do a 20-minute live Q&A via this similar platform than what we're on today, but it will be interactive. So they will be live and be able to answer questions. They're going to participate in their activity. Those who participate in the VIP box will have the same items in their box and can participate in the activity. As well, we're giving all boxes to all the people that sponsor the event. And so that's kind of how the Honeybee Festival is evolving. And so we're here today to ask you if we can move forward with the grant, if we can move forward with an offer to Our Lady Peace, knowing that we have communicated back and forth with their manager, and everything I tell you about today has been approved by the band. And then thirdly, can we enter into an agreement with the virtual entities, Cummings Media and Andrew Sorley, who is going to create the platform for the night, the interactive event, and then also be able to provide us with some legacy footage that we can use in our social media. So, Your Worship, I guess that's kind of my summary. I normally just refer back to the report, but this is a very specific event that is evolving as we go. But this is the foundation and backbone that we're building the festival on.
Well, thank you very much. I know that you have put an enormous amount of time and work into this, as well as numerous staff and volunteers. It's ongoing planning for quite some time, and the real work is basically just beginning. But I'm very excited about this event, and I think it's unfortunate that the times mean that we're not going to have everybody all in one room together the way we did 2 years ago. But I think this is a great compromise, a lot better than just not having an event as we had last year. And appreciate that the province is very keen on supporting events like this, and so are willing to pay half the bill, basically.
And that's right. And it's really important. And I'm glad that you commented. This is a largely volunteer-run activity and event. Mm-hmm. Our volunteers have been meeting for weeks already. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that doesn't ever get acknowledged. But as we meet every week, more and more exciting stories unfold because of the good work of our volunteers.
No, it's quite amazing, all the work that they're doing, and the enthusiasm. I greatly appreciate that. Council, are there any questions? Okay, Councillor Jarvis and Cooper went up exactly the same time, and because Councillor Jarvis is higher up on my screen, I'm going to let him go first. Sorry, Councillor Cooper.
Well, I'm higher up in many respects to Councillor Cooper.
I didn't want to say that.
Yeah. Jen, the money that's coming in from the province needs to be matched. How do we plan on matching it? I wasn't clear on your explanation there.
Through your worship, thank you, Councillor Jarvis. I believe in your report you also got a sponsorship package. Is that right, Karen? In that that outlines our sponsorship packages, and we are working around the clock to make sure that we have these sold. We're coming to you today with 2 confirmed Hive sponsorships, each at $25,000, and we'll probably have the 3rd one confirmed by the end of today. But we just had we had to pull back a little bit to make sure that the expectations of the sponsor matched what it is that we were able to provide. And you'll see that we have sold one of our other, we've sold several sponsorships, but I provided to you with without misleading you what we have actually got confirmed in writing when I wrote the report. So things
Okay.
have evolved and it's to the better, but I just don't want to say until chickens hatching and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it just sounded like what you were saying was a little different than what's in the package, but it's all clear. That's thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Council Cooper.
Thank you for that. And just to make note, my hand, I am faster than Councillor Jarvis, but I can see that you have a little bit of a vision problem there, Mayor Kutzir, but that's okay. I'm just joking, but seriously though, thank you for the report, Jennifer. But I would be interested along the lines of what Councillor Jarvis is saying. What is the bottom line? I'm not getting the bottom line here in terms of what will it cost the Township of Georgian Bay, A, and B, am I right in understanding that $75,000 is going to the band? Or am I missing something here?
Through your worship, you are not misunderstanding. $75,000 is the cost for Our Lady Peace to be part of this festival. We don't set those prices. Those are industry standard prices, and we have been assured that we're actually getting it cheaper than what we would normally have to pay. We have been in this environment before where the municipality has hired Canadian artists to come and participate under the guise of a Celebrate Ontario grant, and they were also very lofty. The price of these Canadian artists, there's several of them. There's crew. When you break it down, they're probably not making as much money as you think, but we will be in their company for about 72 hours as well, which is I think that if you look at what we're getting and the level of entertainment that's going to be made available to our residents, it's extraordinary. Now, your famous question, and I will reiterate it back to you, that this will have zero financial impact to the municipality in terms of dollars that I'm going to come and ask you for. I won't be in that position to ask you for any money. However, there will be staff time, including mine and my colleague Trish, as well as the majority of our senior team that will be participating in this event to make it happen, as well as logistics like tables, chairs, garbage, and facility setup and tear down will all be associated with our Public Works Department. Our fire department will be, available throughout the event to make sure that we are as safe as possible. And those types of logistics are going to be considered in kind to the event, as it is the mayor's signature event, and this is his charity of choice. However, we are not able to take the cost of a laborer to be able to deliver tables and offset it to the 50% that we have to pay towards the grant. I would love that model, but that doesn't exist anywhere that I know. And so no financial dollars will come from the municipality. It will be a community-driven fundraising campaign, of which I have extreme confidence that will make our goal.
Follow-up question, please. Just around that. I understand the contribution in labor, et cetera, and volunteerism. This is all terrific. I'm not criticizing that in the least. I just wanted to know the financial, if any, implications. But just in terms of matching, you talked about matching. Is the province, if they give us 205 or give the event $205,000, do you have to match that with another 205, or is it at 50%? I didn't quite understand that one. Thank you.
It would be in matching for another 205. Now, we're not going to spend all the $205,000 because we applied for this early in the year with lofty goals of being able to do some things within the event, and we are not going to be able to do them. So we are not spending the money. So therefore, we don't have to match the money. The resolution identifies up to 205, but our budget is about $151,000 for this event, and we are going to match that with community contribution.
Councilor Yanko.
Yeah, I think Jennifer and I have been through this before, so I have a lot of faith in Jennifer can pull this off. But so you're going to be putting a price tag on your volunteerism. Is that how
No.
that works out? Isn't that part of the 50% is all the volunteer or the staff time? No?
Through your worship, Councillor Wanko, it's not. And I would love it if it was, because we would definitely be able to match it already in terms of what we put together. But in-kind contribution, even volunteer time, cannot be equated to a dollar figure and then used to offset the money. You literally have to match currency to currency.
Okay, so basically, you know, you're talking about 150,000 or whatever that you've got to raise, and then anything above that would then go to the biosphere. Is that the way it works?
That's right.
Councillor Cooper.
Just point of clarification, your total budget is 153.7, so you're only looking, I believe, to raise 50% of that. Is that correct?
That's right. Of that item. So there's the total budget is okay. Maybe I misled you, and I apologize for that. I don't want to use the word misled. I maybe misunderstood, but for 100, so the first resolution identifies that we are committing to a maximum of $153,700 to Cummins Media and Stature Films. I already have 75,000 of those dollars with the grant. So that means I need to accumulate another $75,000 plus change to offset that cost. Same with Our Lady Peace. The band is 75,000. I need to come up with 37.5. I fear that that math might not be perfect, but whatever, I'm just rounding. For every item that I have in front of you, I've already got 50% of those costs covered if it's the will of council to accept the grant. And then we need to come forward with the remaining money from the community.
So follow up on that, just to be clear on the mathematics here. I'm getting two different sort of ideas. And one is, so the total isn't 153, it's 153 plus 75. Is what you just said.
Yes, but then I have to turn. Okay, so can I just go back to my budget for one quick second? I'll explain to you what is happening here. So if I have in front of you a resolution for 153,000, that means, so let's just bring it down to 150 for easy math. Councillor Cooper, is that okay with you?
Sure.
Okay, so then I have to raise $75,000 to offset that cost. And the same applies for the 75,000. I have to raise 37.50. God, I hope that math is right. I think that's right. With 25.50. Yes, 37.50 from the community in order to offset the cost. So already coming forward to you, I should have an idea of how it is that I'm interested in raising this money. So I intend to raise this money via the sponsorship package that I brought forward to you, and no financial dollars will come from the municipality at all for this festival. So there's other items that are within the budget that are covered by the grant, and there's other items within the budget that are not covered by the grant. Things like volunteer meals and volunteer shirts. But for example, all the PPE we would be required to provide for this event is 50% covered from the province, which means that I need to raise the other 50% for what I need to spend in order to make this event safe.
Well, if I can just look at it at a different angle, is the sponsorship packages that add up to just over $125,000. This is going to be a $250,000 event plus. How much plus it is that going to be? Because what she hasn't included in here is, for instance, the cost of the T-shirts that will be given out, and the other small expenses. So it's going to be it's going to be a $250,000 event, of which half of that, 125,000, and I'm rounding, will come from sponsors, and 125,000 will come from the province. And if Jennifer is so successful to get more sponsors than what she's got on her list, and we have something to spend it on, the province will give us more, but they will not give us more than the equivalent of what we raised from our sponsors and our supporters.
Any money that your worship.
Thank you, Mayor Kutzier. I was just trying to get to the total bottom line. So we're at 2.25, half of which has to be raised. That's not what I thought I heard, but I wasn't getting the total number.
Yeah,
thank you.
I'd say this is a $250,000 event at this point. And I'm ballparking, hugely ballparking, but I'd say that's in that range. Councillor Hazelton.
I was following it better with just Jennifer's comments here. The resolution, as it reads, says that we are going to accept funds in the amount of 205,675 from the Ontario Reconnect Ontario grant. So if we're accepting those funds, my understanding is we're matching those funds. So it's not a $250,000 project, it's a $410,000 project. Am I missing something?
Yes, you're missing the words up to.
Okay.
But yes,
Fine.
we, based on the province, we could have a $400,000 event. But as Ms. Schneier said, that some of the things we were possibly including, I don't think will be possible to include in this event. So I don't think we're going to reach that $400,000 level of an event.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? The resolution in front of me reads, moved by Councillor Cooper, seconded by Councillor Jarvis, be it resolved that Mayor and Council direct staff to enter into an agreement with Cummins Media and Stature Films collaboratively for the purpose of producing a virtual interactive event the evening of October 2nd, 2021, as a celebration of the Honeybee Festival in the amount of $153,700 plus HST. And that the Mayor and Council direct staff to submit a formal offer to the Canadian band Our Lady Peace to provide entertainment the evening of the gala in a pre-recorded concert, and to provide a 20-minute live via Cummins Media Stature Films an interactive question and answer segment for the first 200 VIP ticket purchasers, as well as those who sponsor the event. And this offer will be placed to Our Lady Peace in the amount of $75,000 plus HST. And that Mayor and Council direct staff to enter into agreement with the Province of Ontario's Reconnect Ontario grant and accept funds in the amount of up to $205,675, sorry, to support the presentation of the Township of Georgian Bay Honeybee Festival. Any further questions? Councillor Cooper.
Thank you, Mayor. And just briefly, Jennifer, given the magnitude of this and where the money is going, are you marketing this to all of the communities, not just in the township of Georgian Bay, but to the north of us, the archipelago, et cetera? That's where the biosphere is. Perry Sound. What are we doing about that, if anything? I didn't hear anything about that kind of marketing. The other quick comment is just to describe, when you describe this mural session or mural piece that's going together, it's essentially a triptych is what you're talking about. Is that correct?
Through you, your worship, can I ask, what is a triptych?
Well, it's basically 3 or 4 pictures. When you put them together, you get a much bigger picture.
Yes. Yes,
That's a triptych.
The last thing I heard about a triptych was what CAA gave when you went from a trip from Toronto to Phoenix, and you flip through. So that's what I thought a triptych was.
A triptych
No,
a triptych would be 3. This is 4, so it's a fourtych or something.
Fourtych.
Quadtych.
Quad. Just FYI, but asking about the marketing also. Thank you.
Okay, well, we do have queued up some pretty exciting marketing. We will be working with Muskoka Tourism and Explorer's Edge. Explorer's Edge covers all the way from the French River down to us in Honey Harbor, Port Severn area. You're also this week going to see signs along the 400 highway, north and southbound digitally. It'll also, all the marketing will also be in the digital golf carts of the of Oak Bay Golf and Marina. And we're doing a huge social media campaign in partnership with both Explorer's Edge and Muskoka Tourism. So it's going to blow up well beyond our catchment area and go farther. And we are hoping to solicit sponsorship. We are already reaching out to our local residents for completion of our high level sponsorships, of which I only have 1 more to sell. And then we'll be working with people who support the municipality in terms of our like our service providers for other support, as well as the community in varying levels. And I have confidence that Becky is from Dr. Pollock is going to help us from the Biosphere with sponsors that are up in the Parry Sound area to help pull this event together. Because you're right, it does support the Biosphere, and the Biosphere is very present in the north as it is in the south. And so we're working with her for our sponsorships as well. Every 2 days, I've been providing that committee with sponsorship package updates with an updated date on the package, so they know that we're where we are in terms of our selling, so they can reach out to their funders as well. So it's so far working. The momentum is very strong, but silent. And we've had to be silent because we needed to come and speak to you first to make sure that you understood what the event was and get your full support before we started to blow this up on social media. So it has intentionally been quiet in terms of our marketing, but you'll see some big impacts in the next coming days and over the next few weeks, if it's the will of council that we're able to move forward with this event.
And I'm just going to add that when we had the event 2 years ago, a significant portion of people who came to Honey Harbor were telling us that it was the first time they've ever been in Honey Harbor, and many of them came from south of us. So I think that I don't doubt for a moment that the word will get out and well spread out, predominantly by various social media. But it put Honey Harbor on the map for quite a few people who had never been there before.
Thank you. And also, council, as soon as the tickets go on sale, we'll let you know so that you're able to secure, if you want, one of the VIP boxes and be able to participate in the full event as quickly as you can. But we need to complete the platform in order to put them up on sale. We can't put anything on sale until we officially get an offer to Our Lady Peace, and we can't do that until we have the will of council. So it's we're at the very edge of the snowstorm, ready to blow the push the snowball forward to make it grow, but we literally need to speak to you, pause, and then we're gonna go.
Commissioner, we don't need any snow with this event.
I was going to say
Councilor
snow wouldn't be nice about right now.
Councilor Yanko?
Yeah, obviously, I'm in support of this project, but just for the benefit of council and can we just have a quick update on the finances at the September meeting, council meeting, so we have more of a comfort feeling that the funds that you indicated that you're going to raise are being raised. So maybe have another financial review at that time. But I think for the comfort of everybody, we should get an update in September.
Yes. It's a great idea.
Your worship?
Yes.
What I can do to help you with your comfort is I can include council in my updated emails when I send out a sponsorship package that identify what items have been sold. That will help you as it unfolds throughout the week, as this will be a very aggressive week in terms of our selling, again, based on the will of council. So I can commit to sending that package out to you, and you'll see an updated date on it, and then you'll see the sold as we go through the various levels.
Great. All right, shall I call the vote? All those in favor? All right, and that is carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for
Looking forward to it. Hey, what about honey tasting?
Your worship, there is honey tasting. Karen is the honey tasting chair, and I believe that you're on her list of people that are going to be gathering. She's already working with some providers, and samples are en route to the municipality as we speak. And so the honey tasting will go ahead. But Karen has removed herself from the role of being a honey taster to being the chair of the honey bee festival honey tasting contest, and that's a volunteer position. So thank you, Karen, for that. And you'll be in touch with Karen when she needs testers or tasters.
I promise not to spill any on the mayor's feet.
Yeah. You know, Councillor Jarvis, this is at least the third time this meeting you've spoken without being recognized by the chair. And then our clerk may have to reprimand you.
I apologize, Mr. Mayor.
I have moved by Councillor Hazelton, seconded by Councillor Wienko. Be it resolved that Council adopts bylaw 2021-057 to confirm the proceedings of the August 23rd, 2021 special council meeting. All those in favor? And that is carried. Moved by Councillor Wienko, seconded by Councillor Jarvis. Be it resolved that the council does now adjourn at 9:37 a.m. until Monday, September 13th, 2021 at 9 a.m. or at the call of the chair. All those in favor? And that is carried. And now we wait for live streaming to stop, and now